Now, I am going to talk about what happened with GameStop, what happened with Reddit, what happened with Wall Street, WallStreetBet forums, the Discord, all that good stuff. So, that stuff, oh my god, there is so much that happened. Reddit basically owned Wall Street in a big way, huge way, in such a way that it made the news in so many different spots, on mainstream news, on internet news, everything. Everybody's talking about it. And you know, where do I stand on it? What do I think? Ooh, early power is nice. Reddit has a forum called WallStreetBets. It's a subreddit, whatever. It's a place where people talk about their speculation on the market. You know, just like anybody else does. Just like any other, wealthy hedge fund does. Just like any other person that's invested in the stock market does. They speculate on what they think is going to go up in price, what's going to go down in price, and blah 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 blah. Just like anybody else does. It's a public forum. It's not private. Everybody can access it. I mean, they could. They went private for about 5 minutes or something because they were afraid of getting banned on Reddit once this whole GameStop news story blew up. But before that, completely public, all that stuff. Everybody could access it. No problem. As far as SEC trading rules go, insider trading happens when it's private and nobody else has access to the information and you act on that information. That's insider trading by their definition. Now, I'm not 100% a lawyer or anything like that, but that is my current understanding of how insider trading works. You act on information that is not publicly accessible, and that's bad. That'll get you in a lot of trouble. That'll get you in deep trouble. Like, you'll see, there's a good chance you might see prison time for that. But then again, that's hard to say because there was a big old thing with COVID-19 and the pandemic where there were senators that were part of a meeting that wasn't publicly available, and then they made, they took action on the stock market. And, well, they didn't see any problems. They had their cases dropped. And it's like, wow. Okay. All right, they can do insider trading. Got it. Okay, so if you're a senator, you can do insider trading all day. It's not a problem. That's what they basically said. So, what happened with is specifically with this Reddit forum that was publicly accessible to everybody? Well, there are some hedge funds that are, I believe they're publicly traded, and they release their information about what they trade on the stock market because they want their investors to know what they're doing. As is, I'm pretty sure, per the law. They have to let their investors know. They have to be honest and forthright with them. Otherwise, that's illegal if you're publicly traded. And you don't tell your investors material information that they could use to make a decision on whether or not they want to buy or sell your stock. So I believe the hedge fund that is in question, that is the biggest one in the news, I believe they were called Melvin, something like that. It was a hedge fund, something along those lines, as far as that name goes. Correct me in the comments or something if I'm wrong about the name. They were putting huge short bets on GameStop, which personally, and this is not a video about whether or not I like or dislike GameStop. That this is not a thing like, oh, I love or hate GameStop. That's irrelevant. What matters is that it just was a stock that is publicly traded, and this hedge fund decided to put huge amounts of money on short betting the company, aka they were expecting GameStop stocks to go down, which is how short bets work on the market. If the stock goes down when you make a short bet on that company that's publicly traded, you will make money as a result. How much did they short bet? My understanding from what I've heard is that they had short bets on 140% of the stock available. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute. I don't know how the stock market works, and I'm kind of in the same boat. I have a basic understanding as far as options and stocks, and I know you can short bet. I did not realize personally that you could short bet more stocks than what is available to buy in stocks on a company. That's a little wonky to me. But it's a thing they could do, and they did it. Now, this company, Melvin, 140% of shares that they short bet on GameStop. If you're not a typical person that knows anything about the stocks, and I'm not even one of those people, I just know basic understanding. Experts on stock markets have said that is a huge, huge bet. Like, that is very, very borderline greedy as you could get. They were really, really putting all their eggs in one basket, more or less. And they were putting huge amounts of pressure on the market in order to send a signal out. Hey, this company is going to fail. They were hoping everyone else would follow suit and drop their stocks, and therefore they make money because they had so much short bets on the company. So they put huge short bets on the market. They were trying to manipulate the market themselves by trying to send out the signal, hey, this stock's going to fall. Why you got your money in here? And usually that works. Usually that's enough to make other hedge funds, to make other rich people that have money in the stock, because only like 10% of people have money in the stock. No, that's not that. Misspoke. It's that 10% of the population controls like most of the money in the stock or something. That's the statistics. I'm going to be paying attention to this Wall Street bet forums going forward, and I think a lot of the people are as well. And here's why. So, like I was just saying, this Melvin hedge fund, again, if I got the name wrong, just correct me in the comments, put up there, hey, we're putting out huge short bets. What are you doing? Don't put your money in there. We want this company to fail. It's going to fail. GameStop's failing. What are you all doing? God. This group of people in the Reddit forum on WallStreetBets said, hey, we think we can rally the stock and make GameStop, if not at least temporarily, have a boost in stock price and beat the multi-billion-dollar hedge fund. We can beat them. Let's rally the stock. They can't dictate what stock goes up and down. We can invest in what we want, and we're going to invest in GameStop. Dang it. And that's what they did. And enough of them did it. So many, in fact, people got behind this that GameStop stock rose ridiculously high. Now, why did that hurt Melvin so much? Why did they not simply lose the amount of money that they invested in that stock? Well, the thing with short betting is, as I mentioned before, they short bet 140% of the stocks that GameStop had available. They short bet more stocks than they could actually buy if they wanted to. Odd, but that is a thing. So that whole short betting thing I talked about. When you buy stock in the stock market, let's say you put $100 down, and let's just say GameStop, since we're talking about GameStop. You put $100 in GameStop stock. If GameStop did actually fall and go bankrupt, and the stock was worthless, you lose $100. But let's say you put a short bet of $100 on GameStop, and the stock rose to $300. Because remember, short betting, you're actually betting that the stock's going to fall, so if it goes up, then you lose. Well, you actually lost $200 because the stock price went up to $300 instead of $100. Yeah, it went up $200, so you lost $200 because you have to make up the difference. Short bets are, you have to make up the difference. Either if the stock goes down, you get that difference as money. If the stock goes up, you got to make up the difference and pay back that difference. So short betting, you actually have potential to lose more than your initial investment. They're very risky. Very risky. But they are an important part of the stock market because That's how whistleblowers can let you know a company's doing shady stuff, is by saying, hey, I'm going to short bet this because this company's doing shady stuff. And they're going to fail because they're very shady and they're not going to be able to sustain that. So it is an important part of the stock market, but it's also very risky. I don't recommend it for too many people unless you really know what you're doing. And even those people, as we just saw, can lose their shirts doing it. So keep that in mind. All that said, Melvin, they lost billions of dollars. They lost billions because GameStop stock rose, because this Reddit forum said, hey, we don't care what Melvin says. We want to make our own assessment. We make our own speculations, and we say you're wrong. And this Wall Street Bets forum made them wrong. They made them wrong big time. The Melvin hedge fund company even got $2.75 billion in cash injection from somewhere. I don't know exactly where. From like wealthy people, from other businesses. Something. I'm going to drag this guy back. They got $2.75 billion injected into the company. Still was not enough to save them. They still had to declare bankruptcy. Absolutely bonkers. Let me tell you something. That happening this week changes everything. It changes everything. Because now, I mean, people always kind of had the power to, you know, and put their money where they want. But there was always this thought that, oh, that's for rich people. Oh, that's for wealthy people. Oh, that. You know, I don't have enough money to make a difference. This Wall Street Bets forum and subreddit and on the Discord proved that no, regular people have a big say in how the market does if we band together. Ooh, uh-oh. 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 That doesn't make rich people happy. Rich people don't want regular people to have a say in the stock market, no matter what they tell you differently. You know what? Robinhood, the trading app, they stopped people from buying GameStop stock. And I think other platforms as well, but Robinhood was the biggest one in the news about it. You know, these companies say, oh yeah, get in the market. We got these apps for you that can do it. And then people do it, and then they take it, okay, I actually pulled one of the elites. Awesome. So yeah, rich people, rich companies, all that stuff that like to pretend they want to say, oh yeah, everybody get involved. Come on. They don't mean that. They don't mean that. They don't mean that even a little bit. And they proved it. They showed everybody that they don't want regular people to have a say in the market. That's for rich people. What are you doing? You guys can't, you regular guys and girls can't have a say in the market. What's wrong with you? They shut that down. You want to guess if it was shut down for the rich people that have their stockbrokers on speed dial? No, they could buy GameStop stock if they wanted to, but all you regular people. No, you have to stop. Naughty. Naughty. Wow. Absolutely wow. So yeah, take care of this elite. Just ridiculous. And the excuses they came up with. Oh, we're afraid that regular people don't know what they're doing. Oh, regular people knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. Exactly what they were doing. They were screwing over the rich and the wealthy and the usual ones that are in power, even if it was just on a small scale. Because let's face it, it was on a small scale. But they took notice. A rich hedge fund got beat out by a bunch of regular people and had to declare bankruptcy? Oh my god. What do these regular people think they're doing? Oh, now the floodgates? Boom. Regular people saw that they can actually do this, and they can make rich people pay and suffer the way that they've been made to suffer by those same rich people. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, wow. The fun has just begun. That is going to be... This is the tip of the iceberg. I don't know how many different ways I can say it. This is going to be a good time. It's going to be a good old time. I am pretty sure, and maybe I'm wrong as far as how fast this is going to happen, but you watch. Anyone that has to publicly disclose what they're short betting, something tells me they're going to be a little more cautious with how much they short bet. You watch. They took notice of that. And they know regular people. Actually, I'm gonna pull this group back here because I'm not gonna deal with that fountain of terror in the middle of that room. Because they know regular people are mad, or maybe they are ignorant of that, but they know regular people are suffering, and they're mad and they're angry. A lot of people don't know who to blame exactly. They just know that the rich are part of it. Here's a hint. They're pretty much mostly doing all of it. That's neither here nor there. Maybe I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the whole point is regular people know that the wealthy, the rich corporations, they're mostly the ones to blame. They know they're at least partially to blame. They know that these people have so much money they couldn't spend it in 100 lifetimes, and yet they still go for... That's not enough. They go for more and more and more, and who suffers as a result? Regular people. When the 2008 housing crisis happened, who suffered? Rich people? A little bit. Who mostly suffered? Regular people. That's who mostly suffered. You had rich banks get bailed out. You had CEOs give themselves bonuses using money that had zero interest on it that they were given to inject into their company because in order to make it so they couldn't fail. They all got bailed out. Regular people didn't get bailed out. Regular people... us regular people, we were left out to, left out in the cold. Nobody cared about regular people. There was no stimulus checks for regular people. There was no stimulus for regular people then. The pandemic, in the entire time, it's been almost a year since the pandemic started. We've seen 2 stimulus checks. It's ridiculously low for the amount that they should be in. Ooh, that's a lot of jars. But again, 2008 housing crisis. Taxpayers ended up footing the bill to bail out rich banks and companies, and regular people didn't see a dime. So, but guess what happened when WallStreetBets beat this hedge fund and made the hedge fund go bankrupt? And GameStop Stock, I think, is still going up, actually. Because Robinhood, under the pressure, I think, was forced to allow people to continue buying GameStop stock, and once that happened, it shot back up. So you have people, and there was I heard there's an internet news source I listen to sometimes. Whenever it depends. Like lately, I haven't been listening to too much because there just hasn't been too much going on that I'm interested in. But this whole GameStop stock thing with Reddit destroying wealthy people and companies and all that stuff, I was highly interested in that. And this one channel I listened to, The Hill, internet news thing, was talking about this guy who was on TV talking about how hotels were going down in flames and you need to get out of hotels. If you have any stock in hotels, you need to sell them. Guess what happened? Hotel stock plummeted. But here's the juicy bit. That same guy went out and immediately put short bets on hotels. Made $2 billion doing it. Made $2 billion after going on TV, manipulating the market by saying everyone needs to get out of this stock, and went out and immediately dumped and put short bets on the stock of hotels and made $2 billion. The SEC has yet to investigate that person. Has yet to investigate that person. But there's all this talk about investigating this Reddit forum and how the government's currently looking into and keeping an eye on this Reddit forum and keeping their ear on the situation and making sure, you know, I don't know, they're just keeping it close to the vest. They're just making sure they keep tabs on them. Why? You've never cared before. You've never cared before. Not when it was rich people doing it. When rich people do it, it's okay. When regular people start to get on the action, that's when everybody's like, oh my god. You can, oh, it's so good. I mean, you don't have to look far. I mean, you can look at the freakouts on all the major news networks and all that stuff. There was a NASDAQ, I think it's the NASDAQ CEO went on TV and said there needs to be regulation, or agreed that there needs to be more regulation on the stock market because of this. What? When have you ever heard of a CEO of a publicly traded company saying that there needs to be more regulation? When's the last time you heard that? So yeah, rich people do it, they don't care. Oh yeah, have a ball, who cares? Senators did insider trading, who cares? Who cares? Rich person went on TV, manipulated the market by saying, hey, get out of the stock, it's gonna burn. Ah, scary. Uh-oh, that's bad. Yeah, I need to pull this way. So yeah, it's all hypocrisy to the nth degree. So yeah, they are showing, if it wasn't obvious, I mean, most people know this, but if it wasn't obvious before, like if you were fooling yourself into thinking that any of these people cared about regular people or the rules are meant for everybody, they want everybody to play. It's just, they're just better at it. No, they just have more special access. They have more resources. For God's sakes, they got servers out there that watch people buy stocks fractions of a second ahead of time so that they can drive up the price and then sell it and make money. Who has access to that? What regular person has access to that? You know? And they talk about insider trading. Well, that's not public information the last time I checked. You knowing what stocks people are going to buy and buying them a fraction of a second ahead of time, I don't have that information. Most people don't have that information. Most regular people don't have that information. That's not public information. How is that not insider trading? I don't care if it's a day ahead of time. I don't care if it's 5 minutes ahead of time. I don't care if it's a tenth of a second ahead of time. I don't care if it's a nanosecond ahead of time. If you have information I don't, and you're able to act on it when I can't, how is that not insider trading? How is that legal? Well, rich people do it, so it's okay. That's oh, these jars are juicy. I can't forget the jars. I'm sure some people are screaming, no, get the jars. It doesn't make any sense other than just, oh, it's rich people can do it, so it's fine. I guarantee you, if regular people had access to doing that, it would be immediately declared insider trading. It wouldn't be allowed. So yeah, they can do insider trading using servers that instantly watch and can instantly purchase things a nanosecond ahead of time or whatever it is. And that's considered okay. Senators can buy stock based on information nobody else has access to, and that's okay. But people on a public forum on Reddit, you're trying to tell me they just can't decide to buy stock? Oh, regular people, you don't know what you're doing. You're gonna lose, and it's gonna hurt. Regular people understand that when they put their money in the stock market, that there is a risk. They know that. But what about gambling addicts? What about them? Gambling addicts are gambling addicts. There's more than the stock market out there that they could be a gambling addict on. Unless you're telling me you're getting rid of all gambling everywhere, in which case Las Vegas is going to have a word with you. Let me think. What else? The amount of hypocrisy is hard to keep track of. That's how much hypocrisy is going on with this. But think about where it's stemming from, though. Rich people are mad that regular people discovered a way to make a transfer of wealth occur from rich to poor instead of the usual poor to rich that has been going on for decades. That's what they're mad about. That's all it's about. They don't want to lose control over a system that they've been rigging for decades in their favor. That's all it is. That's all it is. Even, just having Robinhood shut down their app to make it so regular people couldn't buy GameStop stock if they wanted to, which other people could buy GameStop stock. Like I said, hedge funds could still buy GameStop stock if they wanted to. Nothing stopped them. How is that fair? That is rigged in their favor. That is the definition of rigged in their favor. The whole point of the stock market, free trading, all that stuff, the invisible hand of the market. Let the market decide. Let the market decide. That's the whole mantra. That's their whole thing. That's what they say every time anyone mentions the word regulation about anything. They always say, let the free market go and the free hand of the market and blah, 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 blah. Bunch of regular people just beat your hedge fund into the ground. Oh, regulation. Please, we need regulation. Get out of here. F. All those MFers, F all of them. Yeah. Complete and utter hypocrisy. So yeah. As far as I'm concerned, ever since the Citizens United case, rich people, wealthy corporations, all that stuff. Oh, is it on? Okay, it's on Instant now. Awesome. They have had things rigged in their favor because bribery became legal when it comes to politicians. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're independent. I don't care I don't care who you belong to, who you subscribe to, who you vote for. It doesn't matter. If they get money from wealthy donors and corporate PACs, they don't care about regular people. They just don't. If that's where most of their money comes from during their campaigns, is from wealthy donors and rich corporations, they aren't going to care about regular people. I don't care who you are, who you subscribe to, who you believe in. That's just journalism 101. Follow the money. It is universally accepted. Oh, that's so good. If they get their money from wealthy corporations, all that, they don't care about you. they care about their wealthy donors and their wealthy contributors. That's it. And most people know that. When polls are taken about whether people think money should be taken out of politics, practically everybody says yes. Practically everybody. Everybody knows that simple fact. No matter which side you're on, all the possible sides, pretty much everyone agrees on that. So all the other disagreements that goes on, the core agreement, which affects everything else, is the money. Money is the root of everything. That's kind of obvious, but at the same time, you'd be surprised how many people don't pinpoint that's where the problem is. So yeah, of course, money, the obvious thing, is the pinpoint of everything. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about money. We're talking about these people are mad because money went from the rich to the poor. That's all it is. So, but they're not going to change anything. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, they talk about regulating this, but how are you going to regulate a public forum? Like, if you regulate... Like, if, let's say Reddit bans the WallStreetBets subreddit, or forces them to stay private, or something. I don't know. Like Discord straight up banned the group on their server. Like, they banned the server WallStreetBets. It's like, whoa, what? Whoa, Discord, what? It's just like, wow. And it was funny. I saw a tweet. I think it was I forget who it was from. I just saw a tweet. Wow, even Discord's going corpo, referencing Cyberpunk. I appreciated that. I've been looking at this everywhere. Twitter, on the YouTube, whatever, It's everywhere because everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." And people, a lot of the people on like the news media and all that stuff, they're trying to say, "Oh, but regular people and their 401ks and blah blah blah." Okay, yeah, there's going to be a little damage there, but let's face it, most of the damage took place with rich people. And as far as 401ks and all that stuff, what happened? Where was all that outcry about 401ks and regulating and all this other stuff? And when the 2008 housing crisis happened, like, that hit 401ks. That actually hurt 401ks big time. This, no. Yeah, Discord banned the WallStreetBets server. Their excuse, which, by the way, they didn't ban this server until after the whole the GameStop stock thing went huge in the news and went viral. The reason they gave was because of hate speech. Huh. Okay. Why did you wait until this whole GameStop stock thing to ban the server if you're concerned about hate speech on the server? Why did you wait? They even said they've been warned multiple times. Why did you wait until now then? It's all BS. Discord, it's just part of the corporal sector. I mean, that's all you can conclude from it. Robinhood eventually bent to the public as far as being allowed to buy GameStop stock because people using the platform were threatening to leave. So I don't know if Discord will have enough pressure like that because Discord is currently dominating the online chat like marketplace. I don't know how else to put that. It used to be like Vent or Ventrilo and then TeamSpeak, and now Discord's the big one. For good reason. Their platform is very well made. I use it. But that doesn't mean I'm happy about what they just did. You can have a good product. I can still be mad at you. And that can still color my perception about you and how much I respect you and how likely I am to be loyal to you if something else comes along. So Discord, you got put in the public eye for this. Everyone saw what you did. Maybe you don't have everybody leave your platform today, but you might have just made it easier for people to switch when something else comes along. And something else always comes along. You get the gist of what I'm saying. It's a load of hypocrisy. It's been there for a long time. It has nothing to do with keeping poor people safe from themselves or anything. It's all about rich or mad that regular people beat them at their own game. That's all it is. All it is. Rich people like to get richer. They don't like seeing their money trickle back down. Even on a minor scale. Like, this was a minor scale. If you look at the amount of money that transferred from rich to regular people, rich to poor, you might as well say, because most regular people are just poor. There's basically no middle class left. From rich to poor, it was a very, very small amount. You'll see some news stories out there. This person, there was a person I saw said they invested $4,500 into GameStop stock based on this Reddit forum. They now have $1 million in their account. That, again, remember the story I told you about earlier. There was a guy who went on TV and trash talked all the hotels businesses and took advantage of that by short selling on them after going on TV, national television, and saying that. And then made $2 billion off it. $1 million versus $2 billion. Again, the transfer that happened with this GameStop story, minor. But look at the wave it made. Because now they know that regular people know, that poor people know, that they can do this to rich people and hurt them. So what they're aware of is that this is the tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg. My opinion. My opinion is the tip of the iceberg. Because I guarantee you, I'm not saying everyone all of a sudden is going to become involved in the stock market and start looking at this stuff, but I am telling you there's going to be an increase. And it's going to be before the increase, there was enough people that did this that made rich people hurt and cry. Now there's going to be an increase. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. Because if there was enough people to do this already, now there's going to be more people doing this. Now they're on notice. I'm not saying their behavior will change huge amounts overnight, although it might. Because they might be, again, afraid. But this is starting something. So yeah. That's the big thing that's been going on. That's all the controversy, and I hope I explained sufficiently. I still have more to say about it, but at this point I want to say I believe I've explained a lot of what's going on sufficiently to where I think most people knew a lot of what I was saying anyway. Maybe you didn't. Maybe I told you something new, which would be awesome. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I hope I am correct and that this is truly the tip of the iceberg. And a lot of regular people start to see that they can get in on this action. And it's not just rich people who can get rich off the stock market by doing what they've been doing for decades. Just, the speculating based on what they see and making moves. I mean, the reason why that one guy didn't get in trouble probably is, this is my guess, is that technically what they did by going on TV, saying that all the markets on the hotels are going to crash, and then subsequently buying shorts. What's this? Leech is not a big deal, and this is haste, so Leech is okay, but I have a very small amount of Leech. And that's not enough to heal me sufficiently anyway. not on a big enough scale. The other power that does heal me, that's enough to, if I stack it especially, enough to heal me sufficiently. So yeah, the guy that went on TV blew up the hotel markets by, fear-mongering and then going to put shorts on the market. The reason why I believe they didn't get in trouble for it is because the SEC probably knew they didn't have a case. Why didn't they have a case? The reason because the biggest thing they would have had to do was try to convince a court that they committed a crime. Well, it's not a crime to buy stock or short sell stock. So what crime would you have said that this person committed? The biggest one that I could come up with personally is maybe insider trading. Well, the problem with that is that they said this on a public forum and then acted. So they put the information out there, and then they acted on it. So there was no technical insider trading, even though they obviously manipulated the market. They manipulated it in a way that skirted in between the law and was probably technically legal. But if that's technically legal, guess what else is technically legal? Everything that WallStreetBets did. It's a public forum. Everyone had access to it. There was nothing private about it, and they did not act on information that nobody else had access to. No insider trading. So there's nothing illegal that occurred. I mean, that's the game that they've always played. They manipulate markets, they skirt the law, and they've gotten rich on the backs of poor people, by the way. On the backs of companies, collateral damage, they might call it. They tried to force GameStop to fail. This Melvin hedge fund, along with other hedge funds, along with other wealthy contributors to the stock market, they tried forcing GameStop to fail. They tried manipulating the market. That's exactly what they were doing. They just got smacked by regular people. Because regular people said, hey, guess what? I can do this too. Uh-oh. Oh, it's so good. I can't get enough of it. I could talk about it for hours. I really could. I'm not going to keep doing that, though, because I think I'm at the point where I think I'll start repeating myself. But it's good stuff. It's so good. It does my heart good. I'll just say that. Okay. If I come up with something unique to say, I will say it. I will bring it up. But I think right now, I'll move on. Oh, you see this? That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, we're gonna cast that, and go to town. That spell rats is kind of a pain. The biggest thing is you gotta move out of the rat trap thing there and move out of the way of the hulking charge. That's the only thing you have to worry about. Shoot, I stunned him outside the Ashen Hollow. That's too bad. Whatever. Not gonna make or break anything. Yeah, they're already at half. I'm not taking damage. Again, based on my powers, I don't expect to take much. I'm healing like crazy. I haven't even used the cooldown yet. This is this is gonna be easy. I'm gonna see if I can get away with not using any cooldowns. Oh, I forgot to use that too. Why not? I'll use the potion because I bought it. I should have waited for the charge. Whatever. Maybe I'll just stun him. There we go. Oh, I got hit by the trap. Whatever. There we go. Yeah, so powers make a difference. There you go. Layer 6 done. In the books. Oh, and I got the title. Spire Stalker Utopia Bulb. Yes. Either way, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed my talk about what happened this week with GameStop Stock and Wall Street and the Reddit forums, WallStreetBets. I'm still enjoying it. I think it's hilarious. I love the whole story behind it. I'm gonna definitely keep my eyes on it as well, especially that forum. Might get myself in on that action, so I can use some extra cash. Why not? So yeah, see you later. Have a good one. See you tomorrow, hopefully. If you can't make that, watch YouTube videos, whatever you gotta do. Catch them, whatever. See, come join me in the stream. It's awesome if you're watching this YouTube videos. I love interacting. See you later. FinalDanashi out. Bye.